Hello students, Mrs. Pancoke here. Today we are going to be doing lesson 6 on page 34 out of your textbook, Working with Application Files. In lesson 6 you will learn about the Excel application window. You will work in multiple applications and files, and we will manage files. So, as you have learned, Microsoft Office applications have many features in common. All of them have a ribbon with tabs containing commands for working with the application. All of them have the same resizing and closing commands, as well as the quick access toolbar, a status bar, and zoom controls. Excel's application window has tools and features that let you work with numbers and formulas. The main portion of the Excel window is organized into columns and rows and cells. These parts are marked in figure 1.38 in your textbook on page 38. In the cells, you can key words or numbers. You can also key formulas to do math calculations. Alright, so I'm turning my book to page 35, okay, and I'm going to search for the Excel, E-X-C-E-L application, and I'm going to open it up. Alright, and then when I get to this screen right here, I am going to click on Open Other Workbooks. And I want to follow the path, so I'm going to click on Browse. In my Z drive, I'm going to follow the path to find my data files. So here's my data files. And I want to find DF6A distances final. Okay, because I'm in Excel right now, I'm only going to be able to see actual Excel documents. So DF6A is the first one in my list of Excel documents. Okay, ooh, I'm going to make this a lot bigger. Hold on here. No, shoot, and then I lost it. Let's try that again. Excel. Open other workbooks. Mine happens to still be up there at the top. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So, I opened up this file. Now it says, okay, so it says navigate to the Moon folder. I'm actually going to go to File, Save As, Browse again. I'm going to make sure I'm in this PC, and I want to choose my Z drive. And I want to find my Keyboarding 8 folder that we made in the last lesson. Okay, and then it says navigate to my space folder. So I put my space folder inside my chapter 1 folder. So here's my space folder, and then I want to make sure I choose Moon. So my path up here should be my Z drive, Keyboarding 8, chapter 1, space folder, and now I'm in my Moon folder. You can see that up here in the path. And it tells us that we want to name this document just 6A distances. So I'm going to get rid of the DF, which stands for data files, because this is no longer a data file. My file name should be 6A distances. I'm going to click Save. And then it asks us to close this document and exit Excel. But take a look at this document. Okay, it talks about distances to the Moon. It talks about perigee and apogee and then the distance. Alright, so I'm going to close out of this document. Okay, next it says we're going to be working in multiple applications and files. The Windows operating system allows you to save several documents, or to have several documents open at the same time. This can help you find information in one file while reading questions in another file. You can display both files on the screen at the same time. Remember that you can work only in the active program. Tap or click inside an application window to make it active. You can also click the program name on the taskbar to make it active. A program is active when the text in the title bar is black rather than gray. All right. So it says we're going to switch between active and inactive documents to find information and to answer questions. So it tells us to start Word. So I'm going to type in Word and open up that. Here it is. And then it says open the document. So I need to go to open other documents down here. I'm going to click browse and it wants me to open the document DF6B Moon. DF gives me a hint that I need to go to data files. Now, as you can see, I'm only able to open up my Word documents from my folder because I am currently in the Word program. So I want to find DF6B Moon. Okay, I'm going to close that and close this. Okay. And then it tells me to save it right away. So I'm going to go File, Save As, Browse, and I want to find my Keyboarding 8 folder, Chapter 1, and I'm just saving it in my Chapter 1 folder for right now. But I'm going to name this file 6B Moon Project. Alright, and it tells me to key my name, my class name, and my instructor name. So I highlight where it says name, and I'm just going to type over it. So Mrs. Pancoke, my class name, highlighting that, and I'm going to type in Keyboarding 8. Enter your instructor name. So you're going to type Mrs. Pancoke, Pankoke. And, alright, so next it tells me we're going to open up a second document. So I am going to go ahead and search for, let's go this way. File, Open, Browse, and we're going to go back to our Z drive up here in the path, find your data files, and we're going to open up let's see, DF6B Orbit. Okay. And it tells us to right away now save it as in our folder. So I'm going to click Browse, and I'm going to get out of my data file. So I'm going to click on my Z drive up here in my pathway. And I want to find my Keyboarding 8 folder, Chapter 1, Space, Moon file. And I want to name this file 6B Orbit. So get rid of that DF that was in front of here. We're just going to name it 6B Orbit, but I want it to be in my Moon folder. So I'm going to click Save. Okay. Step 3 on page 35 says to view these documents side by side. Okay. So we can see them at the same time. It tells us to click back and forth so you can see how when it's white at the top on the title bar, that is our active document. When it is gray, it is inactive. So the other document is the one that we're currently working in. It tells me to read the 6B Orbit file and find the answers to the first 5 questions in the 6B. So we are going to answer these first 5 questions. So read the answers over here and see if you can find the answers. Okay. Step 6 says that in the 6B Orbit file, we're actually going to practice copying and pasting. So it wants me to find the answers for this first question. In kilometers, how far is the Earth from the moon? The moon is approximately 384,401 kilometers from the Earth. So I want to use this sentence right here. All right. And we're going to click on the Home tab, and we're going to click the Copy button. Okay, or you could right click and click Copy, or you could press Control-C on your keyboard. All three of those are different ways that you can copy. Okay, we're going to come over to our 6B Moon project file, and we're going to paste in the answer. Now, when I'm using Word, I think it's really handy to try and make the answers a different color than my question. That way it stands out a little bit more when I'm looking at my document. I want you to go ahead and find the answers to the next 4 questions. If you need to pause this video right now to find those questions, go ahead and do that. You can use copy and paste to find the answer over here and then paste it into your document, your 6B Moon project file. Okay, so answer the next 4 questions. Don't worry about this 5th question. It'll be coming up in later steps. Pause your video if you need to at this time. All right. Once you have answered these 4 questions, make sure that you hit save on your document to make sure that it is saving your answers that you put in. Okay, and then it tells us to go ahead, once you have answered these, go ahead and close out of 6B Orbit. Okay, and make sure you have saved this file, but leave it open. Do not close your 6B Moon project file. Because next we're going to use Excel spreadsheet to find information. So leaving this document open, we're going to resize it so it covers half of our screen. I'm on page 36, step 1. Make sure your 6B Moon project file covers half of your screen. And then we're going to come over here and find Excel. And it tells us to go ahead and open up your 6A distances. If it's not showing up right here like mine is, you go to Open Other Workbooks, go to Browse. We're going to go to our Keyboarding 8 folder because we've already saved it. Space, Moon, 6A distances is right here. So your path is your name, Keyboarding 8, Chapter 1, space, Moon file. I'm going to go ahead and open that. And I'm going to fill half of my screen with this Excel program. It tells us to select cell B5. So I'm going to find cell B and 5, which is right here. It can tell it's B5 from this name box. And we're going to click the Home tab, and we're going to click Copy in the clipboard group. We're going to make 6B Moon project active, and we're going to click the blank under the question where you want the answer to appear. Click the Home tab, and we're going to click the Paste button. Okay, this will paste your answer into the file. I'm going to go ahead and make this a different color as well, since that's my answer. And I am going to make Excel my active file. And I'm going to close the 6A distances file. And I'm going to maximize my 6B Moon project window. It tells me to save my changes, so I'm going to click Save. And then I'm going to close this file and exit Word. Make sure that you have answers for these other 4 questions. I believe you can do those on your own. Okay, close out of this. Make sure you save. Sometimes keeping your files organized will require you to rename, move, or copy files, as you've learned in Lesson 5. File Explorer lets you delete, rename, move, and copy folders. You can use the same buttons on the Home tab of the File Explorer to manage files. Alright, we are going to start File Explorer right here. And it says follow the path to find your Excel file 6A distances. So for me to find this, I'm going to click on the path right here. So I'm going to click on my name. I'm going to go to my Keyboarding 8 folder, Chapter 1, Space, Moon, and I want to find my 6A distances file. Alright, and it tells me to click the delete button of the Home tab on the File Explorer. So I'm deleting that file. Okay, if it asks yes, go ahead and click yes. Next, we're going to rename a file. So I'm going to click on my 6B orbit file and I'm going to rename it. So I want to name this file now 6C Moon Data. And tap enter after I've typed that in. Okay, next it says follow the path to your Word file 6C Moon Data. Okay, so I'm right here still. And it tells me to copy this file. So I'm going to, you can press copy up here, or you can right click and press copy. Alright, and then it says we're going to then open our Chapter 1. So I'm going to go back to Chapter 1 right here, and I'm going to paste this file in right there. So you can click paste, or you can right click and click paste, or you can press Ctrl V on your keyboard. Next, we're going to move a file. So follow the path once again to find the original copy of your 6C Moon Data. So I'm going to go space, Moon, 6C Moon Data, and I'm going to click the rename button once again, this time typing 6C Earth to the Moon. Tap enter to rename it. Then I'm going to click the rename 6C Earth to the Moon file and I'm going to cut it. So I press cut right here, or I could right click and press cut. And we're going to follow the path open the Moon subfolder. Okay, well, I'm still in this. I'm actually going to take this out of my Moon subfolder and I'm going to put it in my Chapter 1 folder. I'm going to paste it out here in my Chapter 1 folder. Alright. Close File Explorer then, and it says to turn off your computer. We are done with Lesson 6.